Yes, I would assume that that is Mary, a picture of Mary, because her son is caught up to heaven to be with her. That sounds to me awfully like the ascension. So I think it's a picture of Mary, seen as some sort of star power there, connected even with the not astrological, that's the wrong word, but the movement of the stars and the planets. That's possible, but doesn't it say that she gave birth that he might devour her child? That's the dragon now. Let me read that sentence. The dragon, the devil, stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she did give birth, he might devour her child. That's obviously the opposite force from Jesus. She then gave birth to a son, a male, who's going to shepherd all the nations. That's obviously the Messiah from Psalm 2. He's going to be king over all the nations. He's going to do this with an iron scepter, quoting Psalm 2, which is quoted often, and then was caught up to God and to his throne. That's where Jesus currently is this time of the Great Tribulation, which is future to us. And you can flee to the wilderness to escape it if you're worthy of that. In the Philadelphia church, among the churches, the letters to the churches, Philadelphian Christians are doing well. They have not denied the gospel, and they're allowed to flee from the time of Great Tribulation. So I would imagine that would be a 3.5 year disappearance of people fleeing. That would be the church. But true believers, yes, why not? Messiah in the wilderness is something that's warned against, of course, in the Gospels. If people say to you, go out to the wilderness to find him there, don't go. They're misleading you. However, you can have people coming from the wilderness, true believers, to enter the kingdom. I'm not talking about a pre-Great Tribulation rapture. I don't think that's in the Bible at all. But there is a possibility for people to escape the Great Tribulation, not by going to heaven. That would make a double parousia. That's impossible. No, but by escaping to the wilderness, and then they come from the wilderness into the kingdom. There's a model for that in the Old Testament. We know that. Israel, the nation, came out of the wilderness and entered the land. That pattern is reproduced in the New Testament. First of all, the royal family, Mary and Joseph, come out of Egypt into the land. And in the future, that pattern will repeat itself. From the time of the Great Tribulation, that's not time that can be doubled, by the way. There's only one unique Great Tribulation. It's immediately prior to the second coming of Parousia. And you can escape that. You don't have to suffer it. Now, if you need to be tried and tribulated to see what you're really made of, God can allow you to go through that time of testing and refinement. But if you are a faithful Christian not needing that, then you can escape, probably referred to there. From that time then, from that position in the wilderness, you would come back into the land at the second coming. Jesus, in fact, will gather the elect from the four corners of the earth and bring them into the kingdom of God to be established on the earth when the Messiah returns in his one future second coming. I'm giving you classical futurism here. I don't believe in a double second coming with a pre-trib rapture. The earliest church fathers were what I would call classical futurists. They certainly didn't think the kingdom of God had been established in Jerusalem in our time. It has not. If you can go to Jerusalem today, you won't find Jesus sitting on the throne of David. That proves that the kingdom of God in that Davidic sense, which is a very central sense in the New Testament, hasn't happened yet. We're waiting for it. That's why we're praying, may your kingdom come, arrive, may it start when you sit on the throne of David in Jerusalem at your parousia. That's classical, non-dispensationalist futurism, if you want all the technical terms, which are sometimes useful, sometimes confusing.